People get very upset when I light my pipe with this lighter, but I don't know what they're talking about. Oh, boy, that smells good. Most people, if not all people, have at least one area of their life that they know is a part of their life, but they keep it there because they enjoy it, even though they know that there's some side issues with it that aren't necessarily healthy for them. Some people have more than others, and some people's are like blatantly, this is awful for you. Meth is not a healthy habit for some. A lot of people look at pipe tobaccos, cigars, and bourbon as being a very unhealthy habit. And it probably is true in some ways. I don't know, that's necessarily a habit, it's just more of something I enjoy and do once in a while. But still, people look at it and they think, you're stupid for doing that. While they're sitting there eating a bag of Doritos and Oreos. Recently, my wife and I took our kids out to Sly Park Lake, which is a lake near our house, about 4 minutes away, actually. Some great hiking trails out there. We had a marvelous day. We love being outside, especially with our kids, in nature. I think the combination of your kids, your spouse, and nature is something that is really difficult to beat. The more time you spend in nature, the more aware you become of how healing nature is. Just being out in nature can be tremendously beneficial. And I think the more time you spend in it, the better off you are. The thing that nature does is it allows you to distract yourself, to get away from the tasks that normally infiltrate your mind and cause you to probably look poorly at yourself and at your life. If we're honest, that's what we spend a lot of time doing, is just looking negatively at ourselves and our life and our current situation. And being out in nature distracts you from that. You can be very reflective in nature, but normally in a pretty positive way. I did an editing project for a client recently, and one of the things that this person said through this project, something that he does that I learned was pretty smart and valuable, and something that I've slowly tried to incorporate into my life. He tries to learn 3 life lessons a day. 3 life lessons. And at first I was like, that's crazy. It takes some people their entire life to learn 1 lesson. And the more I thought about it, the more I realized it's actually very doable, because life itself teaches you things all the time. Normally, though, I'm so distracted on other things, and I have so many other things in my mind, I just am not in a place to learn from it. They just teach me over time. It's like hitting your head against the wall. Eventually you realize, I should stop doing that, and my head won't hurt so much. Hi, pup. What are you doing? So we found this cedar tree here, just out in the middle of nowhere, that has what looks like, my hair's all wet. It looks like bear claws, but all we have around here are black bears, which aren't that big. We found this cedar tree that's torn up. No, it's maybe. I don't know, it's weird that it's just here though. It's not above it at all. It's just down below. And it's all the way around, so it wasn't from a tree that fell and hit it. I've never seen that around there. It doesn't seem like there's many bears around here, but I know that there are, but
there's all these deep footprints there.
That's true, I think just simply being aware of lessons that are being learned throughout your day and actually being conscious of them, you can take a ton away from that. It takes being aware. It takes being outside of your normal environment, your normal thinking headspace that happens throughout the day when we're working and commuting and driving and working with the kids and just all the things that we have throughout our day. it takes you getting out of that environment, I think, to be able to process and learn from the things that life might be teaching us. Just so you know, don't drink that water. I know you're looking at it. Thirst envious. Which brings me to the title of this video, which is something along the lines of 3 healthy habits smoking can offer. And the thought that I had is that smoking, preferably, like I said, a tobacco pipe or a cigar, it gives you that headspace. It gives you a moment to be intentional with your thoughts. And if you can be intentional with your thoughts, I don't think it's a bad idea to think about some of the lessons that can be learned throughout life. And so I've been trying to work on that. Anytime I have a pipe or a cigar or a glass of bourbon, I'm just kind of alone with my thoughts, and clear space in my day to think. I think that's a good place to let your brain go. At least you can benefit from it, potentially. It smells so good. The point is just that you can learn a lot if you give yourself the headspace and the time to actually think outside of your routines, outside of the craziness of the day. So I recommend finding time, whatever that is for you. For me, it's the tobacco pipe or cigar or a glass of bourbon. For you, it might be getting out in nature with your kids or even in the backyard and just getting out of your routine. Have some time to think and maybe ponder the idea of having learned 3 life lessons a day. I don't know. It was just a thought that was beneficial to me, so I thought I'd share it with you. If you like the channel, subscribe to it, won't you? Let's jump into that. Anyways, I want to make YouTube happy. I want YouTube to be happy with me. And YouTube likes subscribers, so subscribe if you like the channel. Thanks for watching.